The Indian Navy Chief Dinesh Tripathi has sent a stern warning to Pakistan. He's hinted that Pakistan could be diverting aid money to fund its military build-up with the help of China. Indian Navy Chief Dinesh Tripathi claims China is helping bankrupt Pakistan build a large naval presence while prioritizing weapons over its own people, its crashing economy, food crisis, and shocking inflation. He said, quote, "We are aware of the surprising growth of the Pakistani Navy, which aims to become a 50-ship Navy. Seeing their economy, it is very surprising how they are building or getting so many ships. They have chosen warships over the welfare of their people," unquote. While speaking at the annual Navy Day press conference, Admiral Dinesh Tripathi issued a warning about the growing naval cooperation between China and Pakistan, noting that most Pakistani submarines are being built with Chinese support and expertise, including the 8 new Hangor class submarines, which will add substantial more firepower to its navy. But the question remains, where is Pakistan getting the money to boost its military when Islamabad is surviving on bailouts from International Monetary Fund? Pakistan military received a 16% budget hike this year, allocating 2,122 billion rupees in the 2024-25 budget. This despite IMF itself raising concerns over Islamabad's spending. So why does the IMF continue to save Pakistan's faltering economy? Boosting Pakistan's naval strength is a strategic move by China in an attempt to counter India's dominance in the Indian Ocean region. Earlier this year, Pakistan acquired the first Chinese-built Type 39B classed Hangor 2 submarine. Also known as Wan-class submarines, these vessels will induce a paradigm shift in Pakistan's subsurface fleet. The 39B submarine is equipped with AIP technology and possibly submarine-launched cruise missiles as well. Pakistan recently test-fired its Babar-3 nuclear-capable submarine-launched cruise missile, or SLCM. However, considering Pakistan's precarious financial situation is unlikely to improve soon, it will be economically unsustainable for Islamabad to maintain a large fleet of submarines unless Pakistan diverts some of its bailout money to its military once again. As part of a broader $7 billion bailout package approved in September, Pakistan is currently implementing strict measures to secure a $1.1 billion loan tranche from the IMF. Remember, the Islamic nation is currently suffering from foreign debt totaling $124.5 billion, equivalent to 42% of its GDP. The cash-strapped country was on the brink of collapse as foreign reserves sunk to $4.3 billion last year, barely enough to pay just 3 weeks of imports. Meanwhile, India has battled for stringent monitoring of the bailout package, stressing that the funds might be diverted by Islamabad towards boosting its military power. In January this year, the IMF Executive Board nominee, Executive Director Krishnamurthy Subramanian, conveyed to the IMF board the need to put in place, quote, "checks and balances and ensure a stringent monitoring of Pakistan's utilization of IMF money. Imperative to ensure that funds received to meet development imperatives are not diverted towards defense spending," unquote. Expanding military capabilities while facing severe economic woes with minimum allocation towards education and development, Pakistan continues to walk down the wrong path. Meanwhile, India is also working to advance its own naval capabilities and is tweaking concepts to be able to tackle all threats from its neighbors. The successful K-4 missile test submarine-launched ballistic missile from the recently commissioned INS Arighat stands testament to this. Developed by the DRDO, the K-4 missile is capable of carrying a 1-ton payload up to a range of 3,500 kilometers. Experts have hailed the capabilities of the Indian missile having the ability to hit all of Pakistan and most of China from protected bastions in the Arabian Sea or the northern Bay of Bengal. As part of Indian Navy's Project 75, INS Vaghshir, India's 6th and final Kalvari-class submarine, is set to be commissioned this month itself. The Indian government will also be finalizing a deal worth 40,000 crore rupees to acquire 3 additional Scorpene submarines. Meanwhile, the fight to deliver air-independent propulsion-equipped submarines to the Indian Navy has intensified between Spain and Germany. Spanish firm Navantia has also stepped up its game by installing the hydrogen-based AIP system into an S-80 class submarine following Indian Navy trials of the German TKMS vessel. Meanwhile, following the induction of India's second indigenous nuclear submarine, INS Arighat, the third nuclear submarine, INS Aridaman, will be commissioned next year. So is the Indian Navy powerful enough to maintain its dominance over Pakistan and China in the Indian Ocean region? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.